Thanks for being here, by the way, the first annual Thai Fest. So what I love about this event is it's not just Thai restaurants. We've got 10 of my favorite Thai restaurants, and I've got 5 non-Thai chefs that are very famous cooking Thai food.
You know, I love Thai food though, so I'm in the right place at the right time.
I never realized that you had a Thai love that you put into your food.
I took 2 years traveling around the world, and I spent a lot of it in Southeast Asia, and I really left that area with a whole different palate for food. I really love food that pops and spicy and sour, and I mean that all lends well with Thai food.
Everything about Thai food embodies the sensibilities of a number of complex things, and they have a way of putting them together that creates an explosion of tastes and experiences in your mouth like no other food really has.
I was honored that Director Pillai and the Thai Trade Center asked me to be a part of this event. They've done a wonderful job of bringing Thailand here through authentic Thai restaurants, amazing imports, showcases of Thai massage, Muay Thai, and much more. It's the next best thing to actually going to Thailand.
I love Thai food. Been a passion of mine since I was a young kid, actually. The food's so memorable that it really does, you know, it has travelled all over the world, and it's really exciting to see. I'm a huge fan of Jitlada. I've been going there for, I feel like I was the one that actually discovered it, but
I think all of us feel that way.
Feel that way, don't we? But you know, that's such incredible food, and I love my Thai food quite spicy, and she knows how to do it right.
Yeah. So I got to go around to each booth, sample every single dish, and we had everything from 13 spicy to 1 spicy. It was a really nice mix.
You've probably heard this sort of story or cliche about Thai customs, or where you show up to someone's house and someone will say, "Kin khao yang," which is like, have you eaten yet? Have you had rice yet?
You know, as a person myself who fell in love with a culture that was not my own, I am so curious to know what your story was. What was it that caused that spark for you?
Well, in a nutshell, it was travel. I traveled there a long time ago, and I started going again in the early 90s, and that's when my real interest in Thai food sparked. It really caught my attention and my imagination, and I kind of started to become really obsessed with the food and the northern, especially the food of the northern Thai. I had no plans to open a restaurant at the time, but you know, it eventually became kind of a focus after several years.
You know, we love using all different Southeast Asian ingredients. I mean, honestly, we used to buy from Bangkok Market 32 years ago when we opened City Restaurant. It's just a fantastic cuisine, and I think the culture itself is sort of in sync for me. The kinds of the spirit and the passion and the energy that you see in the food is what I love so much.
We look at how Italian food was Americanized, and I kind of see the same path for Thai food. You know, you see how it got really sweet and became very, very Americanized, and we kind of like tuned it to our palate. And now as people are traveling throughout Southeast Asia, they're discovering that they really want the authentic experience back home. And it's nice to see that our restaurants and our chefs celebrating these little tiny regions of Thailand instead of just this homogenous, you know, version of the cuisine. I think it's going in the right direction.